Today we're going to talk about the unsolved case of Brandy Maples. It's a story about a life that was cut way too short and about a family that has never, ever given up their search for answers. We're going to walk through who she was, the tragedy that happened, and the plea for justice that's still going strong today.
That's how Brandy's niece, Kayla White, described her. And really, that's the perfect place to start, isn't it? It just immediately gives you a sense of the kind of person Brandy was. So let's dive into who she was, long before she became a headline.
So before we get into the details of the case, it's just so important to understand the person at the very heart of this story. So who was Brandy Maples?
Well, Brandy was a 29-year-old from Florida, and from everything you hear, she was a truly vibrant soul. You know, the type of person, someone who just radiates joy and energy. But above all else, she was a mom, a devoted mother. Her 4 children were her entire world.
And that capacity for love, it definitely extended to her friendships. She and her best friend Tiffany were just inseparable. You can practically picture it, right? The sleepovers, binge-watching movies, those long car rides with the windows down, just blasting Tupac and R&B. It was a true sisterhood, built on laughter and just countless shared moments. And that deep connection was there with her family too. For her niece Kayla, Brandy wasn't just Aunt Brandy. No, she was a role model, someone she could trust with anything. And really, she helped shape the person Kayla grew up to be. And the lessons Brandy taught, they were the important ones. She taught Kayla about respect, about having good manners, and how to carry herself with confidence. She'd hold her accountable too, not in a mean way, but out of real care and love. I mean, those are the lessons that stick with you for your whole life. And all that warmth and life, it makes the turn this story takes just that much more jarring. We have to shift from who she was to the cold, hard facts of what happened to her. So, on the morning of January 20th, 2016, Brandy Maples was found. She was near the intersection of Palomino Drive and Morgan Road in Milton, Florida. The cause of death was multiple gunshot wounds. There's no ambiguity there, just a brutal, tragic end to a life that was so full of light. But Brandy's story doesn't end there. It can't. In the middle of this unbelievable grief, her family has worked so hard to build a powerful legacy of love and purpose in her name. You see, Brandy's life and her unsolved murder, it became a catalyst for her niece, Kayla. It actually inspired her to go to college, and she graduated with a degree in criminology. Now her mission is to use what she's learned to help other families who are going through that same exact nightmare of not knowing. And her influence lives on so powerfully through her own kids. Now, Brandy herself didn't get to finish high school, but her memory has become this huge driving force for her children. They're doing well in school, and they have dreams of going to college. They're determined to make her proud. And this right here, this is such a crucial point. And Kayla's words just capture it perfectly. The family knows Brandy might have had her struggles. Maybe she spent time with some of the wrong people. But none of that matters. As Kayla puts it, no matter who she was or what she did not deserve this. And that brings us to right now. The case is still unsolved, and the family's plea for justice is just as urgent today as it was all those years ago. The family believes, with everything they have, that the answer to this question is yes. They are absolutely convinced that someone in the Milton, Florida community has the information that could break this case wide open. They get it, they know coming forward can be scary, but the silence has just gone on for far too long. This is the family's direct plea to the public, to you. Just try to put yourself in their shoes for a second. Imagine if this was your daughter, your sister, your aunt, your friend. If you knew something, what would you want someone to do? Okay. So here is exactly how you can help. If you have any information at all, no matter how small you think it might be, there are 2 numbers you can call. You can contact the Santa Rosa County Sheriff's Office directly. Or, and this is important, if you want to remain anonymous, you can call Crime Stoppers. You might even get a reward, but honestly, the real reward here is bringing a family one step closer to getting some peace. In the end, it all comes down to this, what Kayla said. The human cost of an unsolved case is a wound that just can't begin to heal. It's this constant state of not knowing that, as she says, no family should have to live not knowing who or what happened to their loved one. So, we'll leave you with this final thought. A small detail, a conversation you overheard, a license plate. Sometimes the biggest doors are opened by the very smallest keys. What if you or someone you know holds the key to finally getting justice for Brandy Maples and her family?